if you were to take everyone else out of it and you say that, okay, his other competitors already are at a 28-point disadvantage. So, it's like I say with the GC. The points scored in this first few days for Fortunato are worth the same number of points as later on. So I think it's really interesting, and I think Fortunato has definitely got this as his main goal. I guess it's good that he can have a few days off, basically, because the next few days don't have that many KOM points, or if they do, they're smaller category ones, which probably aren't worthwhile you going full gas for, and he can just kind of hold himself back for those bigger mountain days where he can try and pick them up in the middle of the day. And I think that's going to be really interesting to see how Astana play that.
I mean, lastly, we had a cheeky little look by Tom Pidcock on the uphill, and I thought, yes, here we go. Pidcock's going to rev it up. He's going to get a gap like we saw with Bilbao and Lorenzo Fortunato, and we're going to get stage hunting Pidcock activated, and he's going to do his Galibier style descending down that very long descent and hold it all the way to the finish. That did not happen. He did look quite interesting in the sprint as well. Pidcock, nothing really to write home about in the start of the Grand Pantenza. He was 28th today. But what is not what is the point, but where do you think we're going to see Pidcock strike? Obviously, stage 9, the Strade Bianche stage. He's arguably the second best Strade Bianche rider in the world, and that stage isn't as hard as what the Strade Bianche is now. So, yeah, what do you see of his chances for that?
Yeah, I'm just trying to think about what he did today and why that happened. I think it was probably just to see if there was going to be a reaction, because he is a good descender and more group away that would, cooperate with him, then that would be quite good. So it was sort of just like a let's see what happens sort of little nudge. It wasn't even like full gas or anything. It was just like a moving to the front, just see what's kind of going on. But in terms of his abilities later in the race, I would say stage 5 for sure is up his sort of street. Could even put an argument for stage 7. I know people are talking about Roglic for this day, but a kind of softer climb with 2.6k at 9.1%, that's quite a kind of punchy finish. You would expect they'll kind of roll into the base of that, and then it'll be a big watts per kilo fight there. And Pidcock could be quite good in that sort of scenario. I don't know if he's going for GC or not. That's the thing. If he isn't going for GC, then he could go for breakaways, or he's going to have to lose time maybe on stage 8. And like you say, stage 9 is the big one. Like, he is probably going to be, I would say the bookies will put him in as the favourite for that day, either from a breakaway or from a GC group. It'll be interesting to see how they play it. I'm not sure what the best strategy would be from their perspective of Q36.5. Do you try and go in the breakaway? How hard do you make the race? The team isn't like the strongest, so you kind of have to pick your battles. But I think that you could see Pidcock just blasting away from the GC group, and it'll be a tough day. But pretty much any of the big mountain days, which could be classified as breakaway days later on, I think are good for him if he loses time. Stage 13, I think, is quite good for him as well. So I think he's got plenty of opportunities still left to go. He'll be even more opportunities if he loses time in GC, rather than slogging it out for a top 10.
Yeah, that was, well, maybe 12. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, hopefully he would do something like that. Lose time, as you said, is very crucial. But that's basically it for this video here on the recap race analysis of the third stage of the Giro d'Italia, the concluding stage of the Grand Partenza as well. There's a rest day for the riders as they head over to Italy, even though it's not actually that far. And then, yeah, we've got Mats Pedersen in the Maglia Rosa and Primoz Roglic just losing out here. But so far, so good for Roglic and his teammates. But